Jalen Jacoby. We are Jalen Jacoby. What exactly is that we do, Mr. Rose?
I'm playing with a hoarse voice, a heavy heart. But regardless, we get a people! They want.
There is a lot to discuss, but of course, we start the show. Game that you attended last night. Of course, we're going to get to Michigan's performance. Let's celebrate Johnny Juzang. Johnny Juzang was on fire in the first half. Like every time he ripped to shoot the ball in 18 in the first half, twisted his ankle in the second half. But first, I would like to salute the UCLA Bruins for getting to the Final Four. And now, Mr. Rose, it's time for you to discuss performance, especially end of the game of your Michigan Wolves.
Johnny Blaze was out to get loot like Johnny Cash against the Wolverines last night. I want to make sure I give him props. And their guard Tiger made some timely buckets. He was the only other player in double figures. As you know, I've been a Los Angeles bird since 1994. And I have so many friends on the West Coast and in Cali and at UCLA where I played at the Men's Gym for so many years. So big salute to all of them. I don't want to take anything away from their team. UCLA making it to Final Four is what makes the NCAA tournament beautiful. Sudden death, one shot, one kill. To go from play-in to the Final Four. If you look at the history of UCLA basketball, and I'm going to Michigan in a minute, this is one of their most talented teams. And by the way, the best player is a transfer from Kentucky who was balling out in a year Kentucky didn't even make the NCAA tournament. Jacoby, they had 0 threes made in the second half. They had 0 fast break points. They had 0 bench points for the entire basketball game.
I really don't want to talk about Michigan, do you?
If we play them 10 times, we beat 8. If we play 10 times, we beat them 8. But that don't matter. And so let me tell you what we lost. A couple things. Needed that gentleman, Mo Wagner, and our point guard, Smith, to be more effective. They were 3 for 17 combined. Smith didn't score first half. And both of those guys were the people shooting late and struggling to get buckets. I think we were like scoring the last maybe 5 minutes of the game. The other issue that we had, Toby, is we were getting the ball in the restricted area. Sometimes uncontested, sometimes contested. You got to finish those. Those is layups. Those is bunts. Those is buckets. I count at least 10 shots within restricted area, like ones that you see that missed. A couple of other things that you wanted to talk about my pain, since you wanted to talk about my Wolverines. You know what we did? Turnovers. Turn the ball over way too much. And here's something else that we did. Last 2 games, actually. Miss throws. Go to the line, miss it free throws. Every time you go to the free throw line and you miss both, that's turnover.
Smith at the end of the half. Smith at the end of the half, that was tough. That was tough to go in the locker room after missing 2 free throws to cut that could have lead to 2.
What's more, if you want to talk about the tournament, I got you. UCLA actually helped us out a couple of times. And this is why hindsight is also 2020. We were up 1, called timeout, and we all knew Johnny Blaze was getting the ball. Ran an action to him, and the ball handler, Tiger, I believe, dribbled left and threw it to the shooter in the corner for 3. They were trying to go for the knockout blow against us, and he missed.
Contest from Johns on that one.
Correct, and he missed. And here's the other thing. John Blaze, and I'm showing him love by calling him that because he was touching us. I can't front. I was watching him in the first half. I'm like, is this Donald Williams? I'm like, is Donald Williams? I'm like, is this happening? Is this happening? And then I had a couple people even was like, well, maybe you bad luck. I'm like, I'm a season ticket holder. I was at the last game. Because I was at the game, stupid. I was at the previous game. That don't have nothing to do with it.
I think a lot of those misses toward the end might have made a difference if you're attending.
Yeah, if I was playing. Maybe if I was playing. But again, I'm so very proud of our team, Jacoby. I'm so very proud of the National Coach of the Year, Juwan Howard. I'm so proud of the Big Ten champs. But I have to tell you, as a non-excuse maker, the elephant room. Isaiah Livers is the University of Michigan's basketball player. He was not available during the NCAA tournament. and we still made the Elite Eight without our best player. That's an
told you,
absolute.
and I told all my friends that regardless of what happens in this game, it's an extremely successful season for the Michigan Wolves. However, one game last night can't help but think that there were missed opportunities, and there was a lot left on the floor they will think about all offseason. But, Jalen, let me go positively for a second. Help is on the way. The #1 recruiting class is coming to Ann Arbor, and that is highlighted by these 4 gentlemen, Caleb, Frankie, and a guy named Kobe, all top 50 players coming in the recruit class to a team into the Elite Eight, and it should have gone to the Final Four. So help is on the way in Ann Arbor. It's going to be a successful season next season, and this season, there's no reason to keep your chin out. Hold your head up. You had a great season, Wolverines, and we loved it the whole time. Shout out to Jeannie Rose, the creator of the Jalen. Moving on to the other game last night in the Final Four, that was USC getting absolutely waxed. Gonzaga. Jalen, can anyone stop Gonzaga from running through the rest of the tournament and going undefeated?
Baylor and Gonzaga is going to be an amazing championship game that I anticipate. I feel bad for UCLA because they're going to get waxed in their game.
Yeah.
So hopefully they enjoy eating my Wolverines. And again, shout out to Bruin Nation.
And Gonzaga played well on offense, but it was their defense that got them this one. Early in the game, just seemed like every time Trojan touched the ball, it just ripped away, and the Zags were going the other way. Great all-around performance for Gonzaga. I look forward to watching them move forward, and I have them being the first undefeated team since 1976.
Something else happened when I was watching games yesterday, Jacoby. I realized something. Gonzaga has a Jalen, is a superpower, and I looked at the TV, and Baylor has Mitchell that reminds me of Donovan. But Gonzaga has a forward that reminds me of David Jacoby, and he was balling.
That brings us to soft mover move. Jalen, I love Drew Timme. Everyone loves Drew Timme. He's got a handlebar mustache, and he gets buckets. However, after every one of his buckets, he celebrates. He's got a signature mustache celebration. He his muscles. My question is for you: soft move or boss move? Celebrating after every single made basket.
The boss move, and let me tell you why. People that average 17, 20 and above, they don't celebrate every bucket because it'd be too much celebration. Does that make sense?
Sure.
For him, it's a boss move. And we should put your head on his shoulders. I played basketball with you. Your game and body type, how you move. Thank you. Reminds me so much of my brother, David Jacoby, the stretch mark for.
That's the most flattering thing ever said about me, because body type looks nothing like mine and his game absolutely nothing like mine. But then if just in Jalen fashion, you say something nice, something mean, and call me a stretch 4. Moving on to the NBA, colleague Brian Windhorst has recently been on podcast and on shows, and he was saying that LeBron James was recruiting Steph Curry during All-Star Weekend. Now, Mr. Rose, the question I have for you is this. At the end of the season, Steph Curry will be offered an extension of 4 more years to stay with the Warriors until he's 38 years old. Is it an absolute no-brainer, no question, that he's going to stay with the Warriors for what is his foreseeable future?
See, it's a no-brainer and a no question that Steph Curry's loyalty is going to with the Golden State Warriors. Tired of media members and fans looking at Dame Dollar, looking at Giannis, looking at Brad Beal, telling those players and encouraging those players to leave their current team because basically are admitting that you're not good enough to help that team have the kind of success that'll make you want to stay long term. You think after back-to-back seasons of Klay Thompson being injured and fighting to get back and return to play with his last brother, Steph Curry, will have the nerve to leave, and he signed another $200 million contract, and over the next 5 years, almost make $300 million? He ain't going where.
I completely agree. Steph's going to be in a Warrior uniform for the rest of his career. There will be no Pat Ewing Sonics for Steph Curry. There will be no last 6 years. Steph Curry will play every second of his professional basketball career with the Golden State Warriors.
Some people actually die hard while others die easy.
And that's me. Loyalty is complete over. The Heineken River Deck here, 17 of the South Seaport. Welcome back, Jalen Jacoby, who is joining us on the program right now.
Actor, entrepreneur, or you might know him from This Dance on the Princess Carlton. Alfonso Rivero joins the show. Appreciate you, my brother.
Thank you. Good to be with y'all. With all of y'all. You know, I love y'all. I watch y'all every day. So it's an honor to come play and talk a little sports and a little career and all the rest.
Well, we're excited to have you on. We just want to talk to you about your Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron is out, AD out there, fourth place in the West and sliding. How concerned are you now about your Lakers?
Listen, the way that new playoff system is working, where, basically 10 teams get to go into a postseason situation, the Lakers win from any position. They don't need home court to actually win. So for me, it's about getting both of those guys healthy. With the addition of Dre Drummond, it's a massive. Listen, I felt, part of the reason why we really did so well last year in the bubble was because of our bigs. We locked down that interior, so nobody could get in there and easy basket. So for guys, when they had a little bit of an off shooting night, they were dead by us. We were killing them. So for me, the reality is that we are still a team to beat. I know Brooklyn has done a fantastic job getting a lot of people to buy in, but none of them play together, right? Like, we haven't seen them as a team yet, right? There's one ball, and you can't have 5 dudes who need ball. They're not a team yet. Don't have the pieces that you specifically need to win. We all know 2 things that win championships, right? And it's being able to make the adjustment and defense. And I don't see them being able to defend the Lakers if the Lakers and the Nets each other in the finals. And I know everybody still the Clippers. Clippers, great team. But you know what they're doing again this year? They're not finishing games.
Last night.
To blow leads in the fourth quarter. You can't do that when you get to the playoffs. And so I think right now, even though we don't have our 2 best and we're sliding a little bit, we get them back, watch out. Lakers are coming for you.
I think that professional astute analysis, and if basketball fans, the Brooklyn Nets, the Los Angeles Lakers for NBA Finals, that would be You're also a diehard Dallas Cowboys fan. How did you feel Dak Prescott back and forth for a couple of years trying to get top dollar from your team, and do you feel like now since he's signed, they can win division and make some noise in the NFC?
Well, I definitely believe that we can win the East. I mean, listen, the NFC East is like, that's like playing basketball with 7-year-old and say, I'm going to give him a couple shots. Like, you should be able to win NFC East. Yeah. Reality is I definitely don't think we are a team yet ready to go and win Super Bowl. Here's my reasoning. The Dallas Cowboys built on an impressive offensive line. That offensive line has gotten old in the last 4 years, and I don't necessarily think that it built back that offensive line. For all of you that played Madden for all those years, you can't have a stale offense and no offensive line and actually be able to win. You got to have balance on both sides of the ball. I don't feel like the Dallas Cowboys have that balance on the offensive line to allow Dak and Zeke to be able to do what they can do best. Yes, we saw a great sample of Dak at the beginning of last season, throwing the ball all around the field, scoring, getting huge numbers. But those numbers are shallow when you don't recognize that those were sustained drops versus big plays. We can make the play, but you can't sustain that throughout the season and especially into the playoffs.
What analysis from Alfonso Ribeiro here on Jalen Jacoby. You're the astute analyst right now at ESPN. Appreciate that. Most of us are used to see, of course, as on Fresh Prince, but now as the host of the best television shows to ever air on the airwaves, as America's fun home videos, appointment viewing for people, especially people of our age. But a question I have for you is that has there been a video that was just kind of over the line that you couldn't put on the show wanted to?
Well, I'm going to say that I never actually watch videos until they're selected for the show. So I never see those videos, but I make a professional judgment and opinion here. I know they see videos that we can't put on the show. But I don't get to see them.
So you grew up in the Bronx. And you're a Yankees fan. How do you get to be a Cowboy and a Lakers fan also?
Okay. Now let me explain, because it's actually quite complicated but very simple. When I lived in New York, I wasn't a basketball fan. And when it came to football, I was actually a Jets fan. So when you go back to the 70s and you were a Jets fan, you never actually got to watch team on TV because nobody went to the games. So you would watch who else was actually playing, and it's always the Dallas Cowboys. And after a while, you were like, I kind of like this team. They keep doing well. I'm a say. You can't learn loyalty yet. So it was mostly because of the fact, I wasn't into basketball yet, so I wasn't a Knicks fan at that point. So I moved to LA, and it was the show Lakers. So, what was I do? Not like them?
Well, Alfonso, you can always see him, America's Funniest Home Videos. I want to thank you so much for coming through and offering great sports analysis.
Absolutely, guys. Listen, anytime you need to come and give expert analysis on team breakdown, you got me.
Jalen, is Russell Westbrook at the end of the game here?
Playing in fact basketball, whether 30 seconds to start a game or to end the game. Never understood teams that are trailing that hold on to the ball and get lackadaisical. Continue to be a beast, averaging a triple-double the last 3 games. Russ, I see you out there, bro.
Jalen, huge announcement. The Earth, Wind, and Fire and Isley Brother Versus is going to be hosted by none other than Steve Harvey. What does that mean?
It means classic, feel good, adult music. When groups were celebrated, not clique, not crew, not record label, groups. This is going to be classic, and my brother Steve Harvey going to have all of the jokes.